Never justify, never prove, never respond. Master silence. Stoicism. The moment you stop explaining yourself to everyone, your life changes. The moment you stop defending every decision, your confidence grows. The moment you stop responding to every insult, your power becomes visible. Most people waste years trying to prove themselves, prove their worth, prove their intelligence, prove their intentions, prove they are right. And in the process, they give away something priceless: their peace. The Stoics understood a truth that most people never learn. Not every accusation deserves an answer. Not every criticism deserves a response. Not every misunderstanding needs correction. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is remain silent. Not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough not to react. Today, you'll discover powerful Stoic lessons that teach why silence is often greater than explanation, why calmness defeats chaos, and why the strongest people rarely feel the need to prove anything. Before we begin, subscribe to Calm Over Chaos for more powerful Stoic wisdom, self-discipline lessons, and mindset strategies designed to help you stay calm in a chaotic world. Lesson 1. Stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. One of the most exhausting things in life is trying to convince people who have already made up their minds. There was once a young man named Daniel. Daniel was kind, hardworking, honest. Yet no matter what he did, some people criticized him. When he worked hard, they called him selfish. When he rested, they called him lazy. When he succeeded, they called him lucky. When he failed, they called him incompetent. Daniel spent years defending himself, explaining his actions, clarifying his intentions, trying desperately to be understood. One day, his grandfather listened patiently and then said, "You are trying to open a door that some people have locked from the inside." Daniel sat silently. The old man continued, "Some people don't misunderstand you because they lack information. They misunderstand you because they have chosen not to understand." That lesson changed Daniel's life. The Stoics teach, not everyone deserves an explanation. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you, and no amount of explaining will change that. Every minute spent defending yourself to the wrong people is a minute stolen from your peace. Lesson 2. Your results speak louder than your words. Many people talk constantly about what they will become, what they will achieve, how successful they will be. The Stoics preferred action. There was once a farmer who wanted the respect of his village. Every day he talked about how hard he worked, how dedicated he was, how important his goals were. Meanwhile, another farmer said very little. He simply worked, year after year. When harvest season arrived, everyone saw the difference. The quiet farmer's fields flourished. The talkative farmer's field struggled. Suddenly nobody cared about speeches. The results spoke for themselves. The Stoics understood. Words create impressions. Actions create reality. If you truly believe in yourself, you don't need constant announcements. You don't need endless explanations. You don't need validation. Your life will eventually reveal who you are. Lesson 3. Silence protects your energy. Every argument costs energy. Every unnecessary explanation costs energy. Every emotional reaction costs energy. and energy is limited. There was once a merchant who argued with everyone: customers, neighbors, friends, family. Every disagreement became a battle. By the end of each day, he felt exhausted. An old Stoic philosopher asked him, "How much of your life have you spent fighting battles that changed nothing?" The merchant couldn't answer, because he knew the truth. Most of those arguments achieved absolutely nothing. The Stoics teach: protect your energy like a valuable resource. Not every comment deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves your reaction. Not every challenge deserves your participation. Silence allows you to save your strength for things that truly matter. Lesson 4. People often reveal themselves when you remain silent. Many people expose their true character when you stop reacting. There was once a businessman falsely accused by a colleague. Everyone expected him to fight back immediately, to argue, to attack, to defend himself publicly. Instead, he remained calm, silent, professional. Over time, something interesting happened. The accuser became increasingly aggressive, increasingly emotional, increasingly unreasonable. Eventually, people began seeing the truth. Without saying much, the businessman preserved his dignity. The accuser exposed himself. The Stoics understood: when mud is thrown at you, throwing mud back rarely makes you cleaner. Sometimes silence allows truth to reveal itself naturally. Lesson 5. Not every battle deserves your attention. Imagine a king leaving his throne every time someone insulted him. Imagine a lion stopping every hunt to argue with every barking dog. How much would they accomplish? Very little. There was once a warrior known throughout the land. One day a stranger insulted him publicly. Everyone waited for a fight. Instead, the warrior smiled and continued walking. His students later asked, "Why didn't you respond?" The warrior replied, "If a child throws a stone at the ocean, does the ocean throw one back?" The students understood immediately. The Stoics teach: your attention is valuable. Do not waste it on every distraction. Not every battle deserves your presence. Not every insult deserves your reply. Not every opinion deserves your concern. The strongest people choose carefully where their energy goes. And often, it goes nowhere near unnecessary conflict. Lesson 6. Let people think whatever they want. One of the greatest freedoms in life arrives when you stop trying to manage other people's opinions. Most people spend years attempting to control how they are perceived. They want everyone to understand them, everyone to approve of them, everyone to like them. But this is impossible. There was once a young entrepreneur named Marcus. Whenever someone misunderstood him, he felt compelled to explain. Whenever someone criticized him, he rushed to defend himself. Whenever rumors spread, he worked tirelessly to correct them. One day his mentor told him, "You are trying to hold water in your hands." Marcus looked confused. The mentor continued, "No matter how tightly you grip it, some will always slip away." That day Marcus learned a powerful lesson. People will think what they want. Some will admire you. Some will dislike you. Some will misunderstand you. And none of those things need to control your peace. The Stoics teach: your responsibility is your character, not other people's opinions. Lesson 7. emotional self-control is true power. Most people think power means controlling others. The Stoics believe true power means controlling yourself. There was once a king who ruled a massive empire. He commanded armies, controlled wealth, possessed enormous influence. Yet he had one weakness: his temper. A single insult could destroy his mood. A minor inconvenience could ruin his day. One evening, a Stoic philosopher told him, "You command thousands of men, yet cannot command your own emotions." The king was stunned, because he knew it was true. The Stoics teach, the person who angers you controls you. The person who provokes you controls you. The person who manipulates your emotions controls you. That is why emotional discipline is freedom. Every time you refuse to react impulsively, you become stronger. Every time you remain calm under pressure, you become more powerful. Lesson 8. Confidence doesn't need proof. Insecure people constantly seek validation. Confident people focus on living. There was once a young musician who spent more time talking about success than creating music. He posted constantly, announced every goal, sought approval everywhere. Yet little progress occurred. Meanwhile, another musician worked quietly, practiced daily, improved steadily. Years later, one had followers. The other had mastery. The Stoics teach, real confidence is quiet. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need constant recognition. It doesn't need everyone watching. Because genuine confidence comes from knowing who you are, not from convincing others. Lesson 9. Calm people always see more clearly. When emotions take control, judgment becomes clouded. Fear creates confusion. Anger creates blindness. Panic creates mistakes. There was once a ship captain caught in a violent storm. The crew panicked. People shouted. Chaos erupted everywhere. But the captain remained calm. Because while everyone else focused on fear, he focused on solutions. His calmness saved the ship. The Stoics understood. The calmer your mind becomes, the clearer your decisions become. This is why silence often wins. Silence creates perspective. Perspective creates wisdom. Wisdom creates better outcomes. Lesson 10. Sometimes walking away is a victory. Many people believe walking away means weakness. The Stoics believed it often demonstrates strength. There was once a fighter famous for winning battles. One day someone insulted him publicly. The crowd expected conflict. Instead, he smiled and left. Later someone asked, "Weren't you afraid people would think you lost?" The fighter laughed. "I lost nothing." The Stoics teach, not every conflict deserves your participation. Sometimes the strongest move is refusing to play the game. Because walking away protects your peace. And peace is worth more than pride. Lesson 11. Silence reveals character. When people cannot provoke you, they often reveal themselves. There was once a wise teacher falsely accused by a jealous rival. The rival attacked him publicly, repeatedly. The teacher refused to retaliate. Weeks passed. Months passed. Eventually people began noticing something. The rival grew increasingly bitter, increasingly angry, increasingly unreasonable. Meanwhile the teacher remained calm. His silence revealed strength. The rival's behavior revealed weakness. The Stoics teach, time often exposes truth better than arguments ever could. Lesson 12. Your reputation is built by actions. Many people try to defend their reputation with words. The Stoics preferred actions. There was once a craftsman known throughout his village. People trusted him completely. Not because he constantly defended himself, but because his actions consistently reflected his character. When rumors appeared, he continued working. When criticism appeared, he continued serving others. Eventually, truth always prevailed. The Stoics teach, character speaks louder than explanation. If your actions remain consistent long enough, your reputation will protect itself. Lesson 13. Inner freedom begins with detachment. The more attached you become to approval, validation, and recognition, the easier it becomes to manipulate you. There was once a man desperate for praise. Every compliment lifted him. Every criticism crushed him. His happiness depended entirely on others. One day a Stoic philosopher asked, "Why have you given strangers ownership of your emotions?" That question changed everything. The Stoics teach, freedom begins when your self-worth no longer depends on external approval. Because what others think cannot imprison you if you stop needing their permission. Lesson 14. Silence creates mystery and strength. People often reveal too much. Their plans, their fears, their goals, their frustrations. The Stoics believed wisdom includes knowing when to remain silent. There was once a hunter who never announced his intentions. While others talked endlessly, he prepared quietly. And because he moved silently, he succeeded consistently. The Stoics teach, not every thought needs expression. Not every goal needs announcement. Not every achievement needs advertisement. Sometimes silence allows your actions to speak with greater force. Lesson 15. Become unshakable. The final lesson is simple. Become so grounded within yourself that external events lose their power over you. Criticism arrives. You remain calm. Praise arrives. You remain balanced. Failure arrives. You keep moving. Success arrives. You stay humble. There was once an old Stoic master asked, "What is the secret to peace?" He replied, "I stopped giving temporary things permanent power over my emotions." That answer contains the heart of Stoicism. Everything changes. Opinions change. Circumstances change. People change. But your principles can remain steady. Final message. The strongest people are rarely the loudest. They do not constantly defend themselves. They do not argue with everyone. They do not chase validation. They do not feel compelled to prove their worth. Instead, they live quietly, act consistently, remain disciplined, and protect their peace. Remember, not every accusation deserves a defense. Not every misunderstanding deserves clarification. Not every criticism deserves a response. Sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is silence. Because when your character is strong, your actions become your answer. If this message helped you, subscribe to Calm Over Chaos for more powerful Stoic wisdom, mental strength lessons, and mindset strategies designed to help you stay calm in a chaotic world.